Paul, McGuire, Grimes, A, B, C, Minneapolis, Dave, Allison, is really great talking to both of you. I loved Together, and I think you both give career best performances in this movie. So thank you for the time today.
That's
Thank
very, very
you.
nice. Thank you, man.
Yeah, you're welcome. Now, I want to start with both of you. I'm curious, Dave, how does Allison make you a better actor? And Allison, how does Dave make you a better actor?
Because we know each other so well, we can't be fake in front of each other.
Yeah.
If you have a false move, or if I have a false move, I know she can see it immediately, and so it really makes me raise my game. So I'm like really in the moment and being as real and honest as possible.
I think it's true for both of us. It's just like we bring out the most truthful performances. And I'm sure there also is some air of like me trying to impress Dave. He's directed me a couple times. Like when we're on set, I just want to be like, look how honest I'm being in my performance, babe.
That's so great. I mean, your partner, your husband, wife always knows when you are off kilter at any point in life. Like my husband knows when to call me out if I'm just a little off, and he's like, "Hey, are you okay?" So like they get it. Like they totally
Exactly.
get it.
I also think it enables us to take bigger risks and
Yes,
bigger swings.
because we
We
feel so
trust each
comfortable with
other
each
so
other.
much, and it's a safe space. So we're like, especially in this, doing it together, both of us just being like, "Let's go!"
Yeah.
That was a
I love
free.
that. And you can see that between the two of you. And I'm excited for people to see these performances. Now, Allison, I'm a massive fan of the Scream franchise, and you're so good in Scream 4. So I'm curious, what did Wes Craven teach you about the horror genre?
Mm.
Oh my God. Just to have fun with it. Truly, that was the biggest lesson that I took away from him. Wes was the sweetest, kindest man. And so offsetting from the like slasher, horror films that he was making. But I remember shooting, spoiler alert, my death scene in Scream 4 when Ghostface is going to come and stab me. And we rehearsed the scene. And Wes came up to me and he was just like, it's not so serious. He even goes, I remember him sticking his tongue out. He goes, it's not so serious. When he stabs you, it's like, you're dying. Like, just have fun with it. I think because I was such a huge fan of the franchise, I wanted to nail it. And honestly, I'm not even sure I took his note in the movie. I'm pretty serious when I die. But it was like a nice reminder. I feel like we're channeling it in this movie that, like, my favorite horror movies are really fun. You
Mhm.
can have fun with it. It doesn't have to be heavy-handed.
Well, I think it brings out the humanity in all of these stories, and that's what kind of elevates the horrors when you actually like love and invest in these characters. So, and you've fallen onto the van. It's so iconic to the franchise. It's so good. It's so good. Now, Dave, I love the element of cults in this movie and that
Mm.
tease if something's involved. So, why do you think we are obsessed with cults in our culture?
Oh God,
Ooh.
that's an existential question.
I'm sure with power, right? The need for
Sure.
power. And it makes us all question, would we
Oh,
join a cult?
interesting.
We have that fear a little, like we're not sure how susceptible
Right.
would we be?
And just like looking at a group of people who are collectively deciding to do weird shit together
Yeah.
and just trying to figure out the psychology of why.
You see the
Uh,
appeal though, right? Of people just wanting a community.
sure, sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's all I got for you, man.
I get it. I was at the Strand the other day and I saw a book about Jonestown. I was like, ooh, do I want to pick this up right now? I'm like, no, I don't got time.
There
Oh
is
my
something
gosh.
very alluring about all of it, though.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Now, I'm curious, as you were filming, you probably knew going in, like, we're going to work together. This will be really great. We've worked together many times. But what was that one unexpected thing during filming that brought you even closer together as a married couple that even you couldn't anticipate?
I don't know. I mean, it was probably elements of the physical closeness. There was a day we spent 10 hours physically connected.
That's never happened in our lives.
It was like really took things to a new level to be like, how much can I stand you?
Right. And we did pretty good.
We did
We did
great.
pretty good. It wasn't like fully smooth sailing, but that was more because of it starting to hurt.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I think also just I don't know. Maybe the pressures. This was a really fun shoot, but it was also like we shot it in 21 days. The physical pressures could be really extreme. Sometimes, yes, very uncomfortable. So I feel like that's always a nice challenge for a couple because I don't we certainly don't undergo the types of physical challenges that our characters do in this movie. Having to play those out was kind of telling that we could still make it through those and be in love.
Yeah, and I think just kind of again, reinforcing how much we love working together and how similar we approach our work, where we're both huge nerds when it comes to this stuff, where we just want to really do our homework. We want to come home. We want to go immediately to bed. We are not going out at all.
Yeah.
And
Very straight edge while we're shooting.
We just want to, these things live on forever. We want to give all of ourselves to it.
Absolutely. And I love that you had those kind of boundaries going in about what home would be like after a day of filming. I think that's so important. I'm getting the wrap. Dave, Allison, so great talking about you. Thank you for the time today.
Last
Thank you
last
so
thing.
much.
Give me a blind reach back and grab
Oh,
a
yeah,
DVD.
yeah, yeah. Oh my God, I'm gonna go. Oh God. Let's see. Oh, perfect. Nightmare on Elm Street collection.
Amazing.
Classic, baby.
Tie it all
Nice.
together.
Yes, I love it. Thanks, guys. Take care. See
Thanks,
you
man.
later. Paul, McGuire, Grimes, A, B, C, Minneapolis, Michael. It is really great talking today. Thank you so much for the time. I loved it together. It's so rich.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much.
So thank you for this. Yeah. I want to talk about Dave and Allison right away. How beneficial was casting a real married couple with the two of them? And was there something that you didn't expect that maybe came out of that?
I think what is casting a real life couple was sort of crucial to this project. We could not have done it without a real life married couple, and that sort of began maybe from a place of the practicalities of what we were demanding of these performances. These performances are so, the script demanded that they go so emotionally intimate, and they go to such a physically intimate places as well. Like, we have days where they are fully nude on set for a whole day in front of camera, and having a couple that are so comfortable with that is fine. We have a day where they're joined together with prosthetics and literally have to go to the bathroom in front of each other if they need to. So we couldn't ask non married actors to do that. But not only are they just consummate professionals and great actors, but the fact that they were a couple in their performances, even maybe this is the surprising element, is you can just feel that history when you see them on screen. You can feel that love, that intimacy, that comfort with one another. That even when we have scenes where they're kind of bickering and screaming at each other, you still kind of can feel that there's a reality to what's going on beneath the surface.
Oh, 100%. You can feel that layer there, that the movie has that extra depth to it that you wouldn't maybe get with two other actors. And you get such incredible performances from both of
They're
them. I
amazing.
think people would be maybe surprised, but not to say that people would be surprised that they're this good, but just a different shade of what the two of them are typically used to bringing. Now, you talked about them wrapped together in certain scenes.
Mhm.
How did you decide when to use practical effects versus CGI? Because I love knowing and seeing when I could feel like it was real practical effects that you were doing.
Yeah, we have like, I think I'm really proud of the combination we have between practical and visual effects. Like, I love visual effects. I have a background as a visual effects artist, but because of that, I still find practical effects to be so mysterious and kind of so magical. And there's kind of nothing like having something on set to actually have the performers and the crew kind of reacting to. So we kind of really looked at the film and went, every time we can do a practical effect, we will do a practical effect. And then there are just certain moments, particularly practical effects are very good at additive things and combining things, but once you need to kind of subtract things, i.e., two things becoming closer to being one thing and subtracting mass, that's when kind of visual effects, you can't beat that. I mean, we have some extremely good VFX in this film, but the practical effects were just so much fun on set that every day some weird practical effects gag would be coming on, some sort of a joining of the forearms in this incredible prosthetic rig, or we had this photorealistic Dave Franco puppet with like rods inside so that we could move his screaming face to be like, whilst hair is being sort of torn out of his throat. And I'm proud to say that I am now the owner of a photorealistic Dave Franco bust that is screwed into the wall of my home office. That
And maybe
I
someday soon it'll be Emmy winner Dave Franco because of the studio and like
oh my gosh,
he's so good in that.
he's so good at that.
One of the themes that kind of gets brought up is this idea of cults, and I'm obsessed with cults. So why do you think people like me are fascinated with cults, and what draws us to that notion?
It's just so like eerie, and and because there have been cults in real life, and there probably are, of course, like still cults going on now. It's kind of, it sort of exists within the space between the supernatural and the very realistic. You can look at things like Jonestown or Heaven's Gate and think, wow, these things, particularly like Heaven's Gate, who kind of believed that by taking their own lives they'd be able to travel to this extra dimensional kind of area. it's I don't know, it's a strange kind of communion with the paranormal that actually takes place within real life, and the kind of cult element in our film, which is so about commitment and togetherness and relationships, was kind of like representative of the sort of societal pressure of pushing people closer together, and how we really have built a society uh, based around the idea that people should be coupling up and partnering up, and I thought that was kind of a fun angle in on this cult.
Oh my God, totally. That totally makes sense. I'm curious, who are the directors or the movies that you saw growing up that made you fall in love with the horror genre? Because I love the horror genre, so this was right up my alley.
Growing up, like a director who really inspired me was Peter Jackson. Firstly, with the Lord of the Rings films, but then, like, going back and watching Brain Dead, which here was called something else. What was it called?
Dead Alive?
Bad Taste. Yeah, Dead
Oh,
Alive. It was called Dead Alive here. In New Zealand and Australia, it's called Brain Dead. And just like that kind of introduced me to like Sam Raimi and that kind of side of things. Also, I was far too young when I saw the Alien movies and The Thing by John Carpenter and all of that stuff. Those are all movies whereby they're great horror films, but you can kind of see that there's craft involved. And I was watching that and thinking, I need to be into this industry, whether it's making the films or just making the things in the films. So even Lord of the Rings, that wasn't horror film. Like I just was watching the behind the scenes of that stuff when I was a kid, and watching them make the miniatures and paint the set, the matte paintings, and even on the digital side, them creating these big kind of visual effects landscapes. I just thought, wow, this is something that just kind of woke something up in me.
I feel like you and I have very similar visions because Lord of the Rings are some of my favorite movies of all time, and
Oh,
Halloween,
me too.
John Carpenter
Hmm.
Halloween is my favorite scary movie of all time, and I don't know how he even made The Thing, like so groundbreaking. Michael, I'm getting the raps. This was incredible. Thank you for the time today. I hope people really enjoy together.
Thank you, Paul. Yeah, from your lips to God's ears. Really nice to talk to you.
Thank you.